behind the wealth and prestige of the Britz family lay a darkness no one expected. People often say money corrupts, but in truth, it exposes what already exists within. And in the 2020 case of Serita and Leon Britz, this became tragically clear. The Britz family, European immigrants, settled in the small South African town of Pofadder in the 1970s. The father owned the region's most prominent hotel, making the family one of the wealthiest in the Northern Cape. Their sons, Toki, born 1976, and Leon, born 1979, grew up privileged and successful. Leon stayed in Pofadder to help run the family business. During a party at the hotel, he noticed a beautiful girl, Serita, only 14 at the time. Leon, 25, became infatuated and showered her with gifts, attention, and luxury she had never known. Serita came from poverty. Her father had died from a snake bite, and she had grown up with hardship. Her mother approved of the romance because Leon appeared responsible and wealthy. Leon promised to wait until she was 18, but a year later, 15-year-old Serita became pregnant with twins. Afraid of legal trouble, Leon pressured her into a late-term abortion at a private clinic. The emotional damage haunted her, but she lacked the power to resist him. Their relationship continued uneasily. Years later, Serita became pregnant again, and although Leon initially demanded another abortion, she refused. With no choice, he proposed. They married after she turned 18 and eventually had 3 sons. Outwardly, they looked like a thriving, happy family. Leon expanded the business, adding stores and fast food branches, while also investing in real estate. But trouble hit in the mid-2010s. Leon's father died, his mother developed dementia. Toki returned home to help run the hotel. Serita opened a store under her name and seemed fulfilled. But soon, the couple's relationship deteriorated. Serita moved with the children to a rented home in the city of Kakamas for better schooling, while Leon stayed in Pofadder for work. Slowly, they grew distant. In 2018, Serita was diagnosed with cancer but survived after surgery. She needed expensive ongoing treatment in Johannesburg, which Leon paid for. During these trips, she began an affair. Leon also had extramarital relationships. Only their children kept them connected. Despite their personal issues, the business flourished. However, the Britz family often received threats, and Leon stored diamonds, gold, and cash in hidden safes for protection. On October 7, 2020, Serita called Leon about their dogs escaping. When he didn't call her back, she drove home and found him dead in the pool, stabbed multiple times. A safe had been emptied. The media erupted, and police suspected a targeted robbery. Soon, suspicion fell on Toki, the last person to see Leon alive. Serita even suggested to investigators that the brothers had argued over inheritance. For 2 months, the case stalled, until 35-year-old Jacques van Vuren walked into the police station offering a deal. Jacques had been Serita's old school friend, who once had feelings for her. Recently divorced, unemployed, and drinking heavily, he reconnected with her by chance. Serita told Jacques her marriage was abusive, that Leon controlled her financially, threatened to take the children, and that she saw no escape except his death. Jacques, relating to her story and desperate for money, agreed to help in exchange for a promised $500,000. But he didn't want to commit the murder himself. He hired 2 men, Enrique Williams, a drug addict, and his friend, Amant Labac. Serita provided entry to the house, instructions about the safe, and made sure the dogs were outside. When Leon arrived home, one attacker struck him with a bat while the other stabbed him repeatedly. They dumped his body in the pool and opened the safe, only to find diamonds and gold instead of cash. Serita received the stolen items but couldn't sell them because authorities froze the accounts and were monitoring her. She had no money to pay the killers. Williams and Labac began threatening Jacques, who panicked. Surveillance cameras had also captured his car near the house. Afraid he would be killed or arrested, Jacques confessed everything to his family, who convinced him to go to the police. His confession exposed the entire plot. Serita had orchestrated the murder, manipulated Jacques emotionally, hired killers, and attempted to frame Toki for motives involving inheritance. She planned to inherit Leon's wealth, eliminate Toki as a business heir, and live freely with her lover. The trial took place in 2021. Jacques received 20 years with parole eligibility after 5. Williams and Labac were sentenced to life without parole. Serita, claiming years of abuse, coercion at age 14, and fear of losing her children, was sentenced to 25 years with parole eligibility from the beginning of her term. 3 years after her sentencing, she remains in prison. The case remains one of South Africa's most shocking examples of manipulation, greed, and the dark side of wealth.